Hey, Chris Lipe here with a quick tip to help you get into a scream. And different perspectives, different mindsets, different tips work better for different people or don't work at all for some people. But this particular one I have found is the best way for me to go from a clean voice into a fairly broken up, paint-peeling, blood-curdling scream. Remember that singing, all of singing, is an experiential thing. And we sing with the same mechanisms we use to talk. And so if we can borrow from some of the things that we do all the time, and you hear me doing it right now in my voice, I am using very range-filled dynamic speaking. Sometimes I'm in my head voice. Sometimes I'm in my chest voice. Head voice. And I go from my head voice to my chest voice when I'm speaking quite a lot. If you can develop this in your own natural way of speaking and make it feel natural in everyday conversation, you're going to be able to absorb this tip that I'm talking about in this video with greater embracement. But taking advantage of what I'm about to show you assumes that you understand quite a few things already. And if you don't, click the link below and join my free vocal course so that you can get some of this stuff under your belt, in your diaphragm, in your face, all these things, so that you can fully embrace what I'm about to show you. Okay, here it is. Start with a note in your head voice, and then go down to your chest voice. Okay? Let me demonstrate the final product, or what ends up happening when you do this first, and then we'll peel back why I believe it's so effective. The ground! The ground! Oh, the love! The love! So let's peel things back. We're starting with the... We're going to use the words the ground for all intents purposes here. We're starting with a head voice note, the, and then we're going to go to our chest voice, the, but we're not going to go down in pitch too much. The ground, the ground, the ground. And we want the head voice note to be very head voice-ish. We don't want it to be on the brink of maybe chest. It needs to be very up there, okay? The ground, the ground, the ground. Then we want to choose a note, and then we want to allow our voice to crack, to break. The ground, the ground, the ground. Hear what my voice is doing? That's not an accident. I am letting my voice do this. And this takes a lot of practice and coordination to dial this in. Again, if you want more help, click the link below and join my free vocal course, and I'll help you start to develop some of this coordination. This is not an instant thing, although if you already have some of these things almost there, this tip is going to work pretty quick for you. The ground, the ground. So chest to head. The ground, the ground. The ground, the ground. Okay, now I'm living in that in-between as I'm letting my voice crack and going down to chest. The reason I feel like starting with head voice versus going from, hey, and going up, that can be effective as well to feel that break. But if we want to go from something clean to blistering, like you saw me do a little bit ago, and like you see a lot of guys like Spencer Sotelo is really good at stuff like this, we don't want to bring our chest voice up. That can lead to tension if we're not thinking about things correctly. Of course, either way, if we're not thinking of things correctly, can be a problem. But by thinking down to our scream as opposed to up to our scream, we have less of a chance of getting into this going hard on the chords, just more and more and more versus letting yourself drop into the scream. That's the perspective, and that's why I feel like this is so effective. So let's do it a few more times. The ground, the ground, the ground, the ground, the ground. That sounds pretty pathetic, but there's some interesting things happening there, right? It's my voice can't decide what to be doing. And that vulnerability, especially by going down where I don't have a ton of push, I don't have a ton of airflow going, is allowing my vocal cord, my vocal cords to sort of take a break, literally and figuratively, and it's allowing the area above my larynx to be exposed to that air. So my false chords are starting to engage. The ground, the ground, the ground. Now it's a matter of playing with then how much pitch I want, how much false chord engagement I want, by moderating the feel of that broken up sound of my vocal break. But it starts by a calm, relatively calm head voice note. The ground, the ground, the ground, the ground, the ground, the ground, the ground. It's going up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up the ground, and then I'm going to go pure head, and then go down to a really broken up note. The ground. Hear that little crack in there? The ground. The ground. The ground. The ground. The ground. The ground. The crown. Experiment with this. Give it some time. Really feel. Again, accessing your head voice first and then thinking down to it is a way to help you not think about it always being this big push out of your chest voice. It helps you engage your vocal break in a more gingerly way so that you discover that in between and are able to then, right at the right moment, give it the extra bit it needs to fully engage in your scream. Again, if you want to take this kind of introspective and experimental approach to your voice way further, click that link below and join my free vocal course. We'll see you for more.